In a distant kingdom, where alliances were sealed through arranged marriages, lived a woman whose heart suffered in silence. Queen Ad, a woman of nobility and grace, entered into a loveless marriage with King Ad. This union, far from being a fairy tale, was a political strategy to strengthen the ties between two powerful kingdoms. Despite her efforts to win the king's heart, Queen Ad faced a harsh reality. King Ad, in pursuit of power and influence, took 10 other wives, leaving Queen Ad in a shadow of desolation. Isolated and ignored, she found her only source of solace and joy in her son, Prince Adel. With a heart overflowing with love, Queen Ad dedicated her life to raising and protecting the young prince, seeing in him the hope of a brighter future. In this setting of luxuries and betrayals, the bond between mother and son flourished, becoming Queen Ad's reason to live. Amid palace intrigues and silent rivalries, her love for Prince Adel became her strength and motivation. But in a kingdom where power and loyalty are constantly tested, how far will Queen Ad go to ensure her son receives the love and attention she never had? Join us on this journey of sacrifice, power, and unconditional love. Welcome to the kingdom of Queen Ad and Prince Adel. As the years passed, Queen Ad's love for her son, Prince Adel, transformed into an obsession. She became a constant shadow in his life, dictating his choices and shaping his destiny. Every time Prince Adel brought a young woman to the palace, hopeful of finding true love, Queen Ad found fault. She doesn't know how to cook, I heard she is impure, this one is possessed by evil spirits. No suitor was good enough for her precious son. For Prince Adel, his mother's words were law. Trust me, my son. I am your mother and I know what's best for you. And so, with a heavy heart, he ended each relationship, resigned to his mother's wishes. Queen Ad believed that once her son married, she would lose the love and attention she so desperately desired. She feared being replaced by a new woman, a new queen in his life. But destiny has its own ways of testing the strongest bonds. Queen Ad's possessive love began to erode Prince Adel's free spirit. In his heart, he longed for a life of love and happiness that his mother seemed determined to deny. Then, a young woman named Ea emerged, a woman of remarkable grace and celebrated culinary skills throughout the kingdom. Prince Adel believed he had finally found someone his mother would approve of. When Ea was introduced to Queen Ad, the queen instantly knew that this young woman could be a real threat to her hold on her son's heart. And so, she began to weave her intrigues, seeking ways to destroy this new hope for happiness. Queen Ad, with her venomous words and subtle manipulations, launched an unrelenting campaign against Ea, trying to convince her she would never be accepted. But Ea was different from the others. She had courage, determination, and a secret that could change everything. The relationship between mother and son was about to be tested in ways Queen Ad could never have imagined. Will Queen Ad's obsessive love destroy her son's chance for happiness? Desperate to keep her son by her side, Queen Ad resorted to darker tactics. Pretending to be ill, she manipulated Prince Adel into spending more and more time caring for her, away from Ea and the love they shared. But destiny had other plans. Ea, brave and determined, discovered she was pregnant with Prince Adel's child. The news brought new hope but also growing tension. Knowing that the arrival of a baby could solidify her relationship with Prince Adel, Ea decided to fight with all her strength. When Queen Ad learned of the pregnancy, her world crumbled. She saw the baby as a direct threat to her control over Prince Adel. With a heart full of envy and anger, she planned a cruel act of sabotage. On the eve of the wedding, Queen Ad, under the cover of night, sneaked into Ea's quarters. With a bottle of red oil, she ruined the wedding dress, hoping to delay or even prevent the union. The next morning, Ea found her dress in ruins. In tears, she felt her dreams were falling apart. But the love and support of her friends and, surprisingly, the king, changed the course of events. The king, with his sense of justice and love for his son, intervened. He ordered the best tailor in the kingdom to make a new dress in record time. He also summoned Queen Ad for an audience, demanding that she explain her actions. With the support of the king and the community, the wedding was held. Ea and Prince Adel exchanged vows in a beautiful and emotional ceremony, blessed by everyone except Queen Ad, who watched with a heart heavy with hatred and envy. But even after the wedding, Queen Ad did not give up. She continued to manipulate, pretending to be ill to draw Prince Adel away from his new wife. Ea, now pregnant, faced the pregnancy alone, battling loneliness and her mother-in-law's constant interference. Queen Ad's manipulation reached a critical point. She convinced the palace doctor to diagnose a false terminal illness, causing Prince Adel to spend even more time by her side. In a moment of desperation, while alone at home, Ea went into labor. Unable to contact Prince Adel, she faced the challenge with courage and gave birth to a beautiful baby girl with the help of the royal guards. When Prince Adel finally arrived, he found his wife exhausted but triumphant, holding their newborn daughter. Beside her, with a look of shock and disdain, was Queen Ad. Ea, holding her daughter firmly, looked directly at her mother-in-law and declared with determination, "Queen Ad, I have endured your malice for too long, but no more. I will not let you destroy my peace and my daughter's happiness." She then turned to Prince Adel and said, "We are leaving this kingdom. You can choose to come with us or stay with your mother. The choice is yours." Prince Adel's heart was in turmoil. On one side, his mother, whom he had always obeyed. On the other, his wife and daughter, whom he deeply loved. The choice would be difficult but inevitable. Join us on this journey of decision and redemption. Will Prince Adel finally free himself from his possessive mother's grasp? Or will Queen Ad's manipulation destroy the new family that Ea fought so hard to protect? Prince Adel was at a painful impasse, torn between his mother's possessive love and the new family he longed to protect. His heart was in conflict as his mother's words echoed in his mind, contrasting with the hopeful gaze of Ea and their newborn daughter. Queen Ad, with a false smile, continued to play her tricks. "Son, I have always been here for you. Who cared for you when no one else did? Who will be here when everything falls apart?" Ea, on the other hand, stood firm. "Adel, this is our chance to build something real. Think of our daughter, the future we can give her, free from manipulation and lies." Prince Adel's dilemma was not just a choice between two women. It was a choice between a past that imprisoned him and a future that promised freedom and happiness. He knew he had to make a decision that would forever change the course of their lives. In the midst of this emotional battle, the king, Adel's father, intervened once more. He convened a meeting with the elders and leaders of the kingdom, determined to resolve the conflict that threatened the peace of his family and the realm. During the meeting, Ea shared her story with the leaders, revealing Queen Ad's manipulations and cruelties. Her courage and sincerity touched the heart of everyone present. The king, with a firm voice, declared, "We cannot allow envy and manipulation to destroy what is pure and true. Prince Adel must decide with his heart, free from any evil influence." With the support of the king and the elders, Prince Adel finally found the clarity he had been seeking. He knew that his mother would always be a part of his life, but he couldn't allow her to destroy his happiness and that of his new family. Prince Adel approached Ea and his daughter, taking his wife's hand. "Let's live here. Let's build our own life, our own family. My loyalty is to you and our daughter." Queen Ad, realizing she had lost, made one last attempt to manipulate him. "Son, are you going to abandon me like this? After everything I've done for you?" But this time, Prince Adel did not yield. "Mother, I will always love you, but I cannot let your love turn into possession. I need to be free to love my wife and daughter." And so, Prince Adel, Ea, and their daughter left the kingdom, starting a new journey. They knew it wouldn't be easy, but they were determined to build a future based on love, respect, and freedom. After Prince Adel's decision to leave the kingdom with Ea and their daughter, the small family began a new journey. The walk was long and hard, but each step was driven by the hope of a future free from Queen Ad's manipulations. They knew the path wouldn't be easy, but together, they felt invincible. Meanwhile, in the palace, Queen Ad was immersed in bitterness and resentment. Her desperate attempt to keep her son close had failed, and now she faced the loneliness she had so feared. Her nights were filled with reflections and regrets, as she wondered if her actions had indeed been motivated by love or by the fear of being forgotten. Prince Adel and Ea found refuge in a peaceful village, far from the watchful eyes of the palace. There, they built a new home and began to cultivate a small garden. The simplicity of daily life brought a kind of joy they had never experienced before. Ea, with her resilient spirit, thrived in the new environment, while Prince Adel rediscovered the true essence of love and family. Time passed, and the daughter of Ea and Prince Adel, now a vibrant and curious child, brought even more light into their lives. The little girl, with her innocence and energy, became a symbol of rebirth and hope for her parents. Every laugh and every discovery she made was a constant reminder of why they had chosen this life. Meanwhile, in the palace, the king also faced challenges. Without his son's presence, he felt a growing void. He knew that Queen Ad was consumed by anger and pain, but he also recognized that he needed to find a way to reunite his family. Over time, he began to visit Queen Ad more frequently, trying to open her heart to a new perspective. Finally, on a calm night, Queen Ad had a moment of clarity. She realized that her love for her son had turned into something possessive and harmful. With tears in her eyes, she decided she needed to make peace with her past and allow Prince Adel and Ea to live their lives in peace. She decided to embark on a journey to find her son and apologize. Queen Ad's journey was long and exhausting, but each step she took was driven by the hope of redemption. When she finally found the village where Prince Adel and Ea lived, she felt a mix of nervousness and relief. She knew it wouldn't be easy, but she was determined to make amends. Prince Adel and Ea were surprised to see Queen Ad at their doorstep. There was a palpable tension in the air, but before anyone could speak, Queen Ad knelt, tears streaming down her face. "Forgive me, my son. Forgive me, Ea. I was blinded by fear and selfishness, and only now do I see how much pain I caused you." Will Prince Adel and Ea forgive Queen Edi? Leave your comments if you like the story and want to see the continuation. I will be happy to know your opinion. Prince Adel and Ea stood in stunned silence, looking down at the kneeling Queen Ad. The weight of her words hung in the air, mingling with the memories of pain and the hope for reconciliation. Ea held their daughter tightly, her eyes reflecting a mix of emotions, anger, sorrow, and a glimmer of hope. Queen Ad, with tears still flowing, continued, I realize now that my actions were driven by fear of losing the only love I knew. But in trying to hold on, I pushed you away and caused you immense pain. Please, allow me a chance to make things right. Prince Adel knelt down beside his mother, gently lifting her to her feet. Mother, he said, his voice heavy with emotion, I understand your fear, but your actions have hurt us deeply. This is not something that can be mended overnight. It will take time and effort. Ea, still holding their daughter, stepped forward. Queen Ad, she began softly, I have suffered greatly because of you, but I believe in the power of forgiveness. For the sake of our daughter, we must try to heal these wounds. But you must understand, it will not be easy. Queen Ad nodded, her heart heavy but hopeful. I am willing to do whatever it takes to earn your forgiveness and trust. I want to be a part of your lives, not as a hindrance, but as a support. And so began the slow, arduous process of reconciliation. Queen Ad moved to a small cottage near the village, far enough to give Prince Adel and Ea the space they needed, yet close enough to be a part of their lives. Each day, she worked to show her sincerity, helping in the garden, learning to cook with Ea, and spending time with her granddaughter. As the seasons changed, so did their hearts. The icy barriers of resentment and hurt began to thaw, replaced by tentative steps towards understanding and forgiveness. Prince Adel found solace in seeing his mother transform, her once harsh and possessive demeanor softening into a genuine desire to be a better person. Ea, too, began to see a different side of Queen Ad. In the quiet moments they shared while tending the garden or cooking meals, she saw the vulnerability and regret in the older woman's eyes. Slowly, Ea allowed herself to open up, sharing stories of her own struggles and dreams. Their daughter, a beacon of light and joy, became the glue that held them all together. Her laughter and innocence reminded them of the importance of family and the power of love. With every giggle and hug, the wounds of the past began to heal. One day, as the sun set over the village, casting a golden glow over their home, Queen Ad sat with Prince Adel and Ea on the porch. She looked at her granddaughter playing in the yard and felt a warmth in her heart that she had never known before. Thank you, she said softly, her voice breaking the comfortable silence. Prince Adel looked at his mother, a small smile playing on his lips. For what, mother? For giving me a second chance. For allowing me to be a part of your lives. I know I have a long way to go, but I am grateful for this opportunity to make amends. Ea reached out, placing a hand on Queen Ad's arm. We all deserve a chance to change and grow. What matters is that you're trying, and we see that. As the months turned into years, the family continued to rebuild their lives, learning to trust and love each other anew. Queen Ad, once driven by fear and jealousy, found peace in the simple joys of family life. She watched with pride as Prince Adel and Ea raised their daughter, instilling in her the values of kindness, resilience, and love. The village, once a refuge from pain, became their permanent home, a place where they forged new memories and strengthened their bonds. The palace, with its grandeur and intrigues, became a distant memory, replaced by the warmth and simplicity of their new life. In the end, the journey of Prince Adel, Ea, and Queen Ad was one of redemption and renewal. They discovered that love, when nurtured with patience and understanding, could heal even the deepest wounds. And as they sat together, watching the sunset over their peaceful village, they knew that they had found something far more precious than power or riches. They had found each other. Will Prince Adele and Heir forgive Queen Eddie? Leave your comments if you like the story and want to see the continuation. I will be happy to know your opinion. Years passed, and the small family thrived in their peaceful village. Queen Ad, once consumed by fear and control, blossomed into a loving grandmother and a supportive mother-in-law. Her days were filled with laughter, love, and a newfound purpose that she had never experienced before. One morning, as the village prepared for a festival celebrating the harvest, Prince Adele sat with his daughter under the shade of an old baobab tree. She was now a lively young girl, full of curiosity and joy. "Papa," she asked, her eyes wide with wonder, "will Grandma Ad dance at the festival?" Prince Adele smiled, ruffling her hair. "I think she might. She's learned many things since we came here, and who knows, maybe dancing is one of them." Meanwhile, Heir was in the kitchen, preparing a feast with Queen Ad. The air was filled with the rich aroma of spices and the sound of their shared laughter. Over the years, Heir had come to see Queen Ad not just as her mother-in-law, but as a friend and confidant. They had shared countless conversations, tears, and moments of joy, building a bond that was strong and resilient. As the sun set and the festival began, the village square was transformed into a vibrant scene of music, dance, and celebration. Queen Ad, dressed in a colorful traditional dress, joined the festivities with a grace and enthusiasm that surprised everyone. She danced with her granddaughter, her heart light and free, a stark contrast to the woman she had once been. Watching them from the sidelines, Prince Adele felt a deep sense of contentment. He was proud of his family and grateful for the journey they had taken together. The road had been difficult, filled with pain and struggle, but it had also been one of healing and growth. That night, as the festival came to an end, the family gathered around a bonfire. The warm glow illuminated their faces, highlighting the love and connection that had grown between them. Queen Ad looked around, her eyes moist with tears of happiness. "I am so grateful for this life," she said softly. "I never imagined I could find such peace and joy." Heir reached out, squeezing her hand. "We are grateful too, Queen Ad. You've taught us that change is possible and that love can heal even the deepest wounds." Their daughter, sitting on Prince Adele's lap, looked up at her grandmother. "Grandma, will you tell us a story?" Queen Ad smiled, her heart swelling with pride. "Of course, my dear. I will tell you a story about love, forgiveness, and the power of family." And so, under the starry sky, Queen Ad began to weave a tale that was both a reflection of their past and a testament to their future. She spoke of their journey, the challenges they had faced, and the love that had brought them through it all. Her words were filled with wisdom and warmth, resonating with each member of the family. As the story came to an end, Prince Adele wrapped his arms around his wife and daughter, feeling a profound sense of fulfillment. "We have come so far," he whispered. "And I know that we can face anything as long as we are together." Heir nodded, resting her head on his shoulder. "Our journey is a testament to the strength of love and the power of forgiveness. We have built something beautiful, and I am excited for what the future holds." Queen Ad watched them, her heart overflowing with gratitude. She knew that she had been given a second chance, and she was determined to make the most of it. Her journey had taught her that love was not about control or possession, but about support, understanding, and the willingness to change. The years continued to pass, and the family remained close, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. Queen Ad became a beloved figure in the village, known for her wisdom, kindness, and the beautiful stories she told. She had found her place in the world, a place where she was valued and loved for who she was. Prince Adele and Ea, with their daughter by their side, continued to build their life together. They faced challenges and joys, always knowing that they had the strength of their family to support them. Their love for each other was a constant source of inspiration, a reminder of the journey they had taken and the future they were creating. And so, in the peaceful village that had become their home, the family thrived. They had learned that true happiness came not from power or wealth, but from the simple, everyday moments of love and connection. Their story was one of redemption, growth, and the enduring power of family. Will Prince Adele and Ea forgive Queen Eddie? Leave your comments if you like the story and want to see the continuation. I would be happy to know your opinion. As the seasons changed, so did the dynamics within the family. The once palpable tension had dissolved, replaced by a genuine bond that grew stronger each day. Queen Ad, once feared and resented, became a symbol of redemption and change within the village. Her transformation was a testament to the power of love and the resilience of the human spirit. Years later, the village was preparing for another grand celebration, marking the anniversary of the family's arrival. This time, the festivities were not just about the harvest, but also a celebration of the unity and love that had flourished in their lives. The village square was adorned with colorful banners and lanterns, and the aroma of delicious food filled the air. Prince Adele, now a respected leader in the village, looked around with a sense of pride and accomplishment. He had found his true calling in helping others, and his leadership had brought prosperity and peace to the community. Ea, by his side, had become a pillar of strength and wisdom, admired by all for her kindness and resilience. Their daughter, now a spirited young girl, ran through the crowd, her laughter echoing in the evening air. She had grown up surrounded by love and support, a living symbol of the family's journey and the hope for a bright future. As the sun set and the festival began, Queen Ad took the stage. The villagers gathered around, eager to hear her speak. She looked out at the crowd, her heart filled with gratitude and humility. "My dear friends," she began, her voice strong and steady, "I stand before you today, not as a queen, but as a mother, a grandmother, and a member of this beautiful community." She paused, taking a deep breath. "I have made many mistakes in my life, driven by fear and selfishness. But through the love and forgiveness of my family, I have learned the true meaning of love and redemption. Today, we celebrate not just our harvest, but the bonds that hold us together, the love that heals, and the hope that guides us." The crowd erupted in applause, their admiration for Queen Ad evident. She smiled, feeling a warmth spread through her heart. As she stepped down, Prince Adele and Ea approached her, their faces beaming with pride. "You've come so far, Mother," Prince Adele said, embracing her. "We are all so proud of you." Ea nodded, her eyes glistening with tears. "Your journey has inspired us all. Thank you for showing us the power of change and the strength of love." As the night continued, the family gathered around the bonfire once again. They shared stories, laughter, and dreams for the future. The bond between them was unbreakable, forged through trials and strengthened by love. One evening, as the family sat together, Queen Ad felt a sense of peace she had never known. Her granddaughter, now a young woman, sat beside her, listening intently to her stories. "Grandma," she asked, "how did you find the strength to change?" Queen Ad smiled, her eyes reflecting the wisdom of her years. It was the love of my family, she replied. Their forgiveness and support gave me the strength to look within and find the courage to change. Love is the most powerful force in the world, my dear. It can heal, transform, and bring light to even the darkest of places. The young girl nodded, her heart full of admiration. I want to be like you, Grandma. Strong, loving, and wise. Queen Ad hugged her tightly. You already are, my dear. You have the heart of a lion and the spirit of a dove. Never forget the power of love and the importance of forgiveness. As the years went by, the family's story became a legend in the village, a tale of redemption and the enduring power of love. They faced challenges and joys, always united by the bond they had forged. Queen Ad, Prince Adel, heir, and their daughter continued to inspire others with their journey, showing that no matter how difficult the path, love and forgiveness could lead to a brighter future. In the twilight of her life, Queen Ad looked back with no regrets. She had found peace, love, and a sense of purpose she had never imagined. Surrounded by her family, she knew that her legacy would live on through the lives she had touched and the love she had shared. Will Prince Adel and heir forgive Queen Eddie? Leave your comments if you like the story and want to see the continuation. I would be happy to know your opinion.